Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, the final award for this evening is the Western Australian ICT Achiever for 2011. And the Achiever Award recognises an individual's outstanding contribution to the ICT industry in Western Australia. Nominations for this award may be made with or without the knowledge of the person being nominated. And only the winner of this category will be announced. To announce the winner in this category, would you please welcome His Excellency Mr. Malcolm McCusker, Governor of Western Australia.
I've got to say two things. I'm under pressure because Jerry Gannon needs to catch a plane at 4 a.m. tomorrow.
I need to be at the airport at 4. This is true, but however, we must observe the correct order of proceedings, Your Excellency. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we have a video clip first, I believe, and
Thank
then...
you. Then I can present the award.
I hope you don't mind me pulling rank on you.
Yeah. I think it's a rank thing to do, but go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, our Achiever for 2011 became involved with computers at the age of 19 and has been involved through most of the industry's history. He is an unpretentious leader who encourages by example and inspires others to venture into the unknown and take the extra steps needed to excel. He is an unashamed advocate for local achievements, working tirelessly at national and international level to advance the cause of WAiTTA. He has consulted with government and corporate leaders in an emphatic manner, never hesitating to point out the effects of poor decision-making. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency the Governor will now announce the WAiTTA Achiever for 2011.
I'm looking over my shoulder to see if Jerry Gannon's going to come up again, but very briefly, I've been sitting here listening with mounting admiration, indeed with awe, at what achievements have been made here by so many people. It really is extraordinary. I was going to say I've learnt a lot tonight, but my wife might give me a written test afterwards, which I'd certainly fail. But it really is very great indeed to see what this state is achieving in this area. And as Terry North said, I think we're punching way above our weight for a population of our size to be achieving so much. I'm sure that a number of the people who've won awards here tonight will go on to the national finals. So without further ado, I'll announce the Achiever category winner is awarded to John Stockbridge.
John Stockbridge has started and developed 2 successful ICT companies and produced award-winning software used around the world. He has been a director of Brookstone Technologies since 1990 and has grown it to become the IBM and Microsoft International Award-winning designer of virtual officeware. His products have collected 24 international awards and raised the profile of Australian ICT abroad. John has worked on behalf of the industry, actively supporting and promoting ICT in WA for over 20 years through his work with the Australian Information Industry Association, AIIA, including 2 years as state convener and 17 years on the Western Australian Executive Committee. He has been a director on the AIIA National Board for 9 years, holding the position of National Treasurer for 8 years. John has participated in the AIIA's Entrepreneurs Program, mentoring and training a new generation of ICT practitioners, delivering a hard-headed but humanist form of pragmatism to aspiring entrepreneurs. John is a past member of the Western Australian State Government's Information and Communications Policy Advisory Council and a past member of the Western Australian Trades Advisory Council. John has been elected as a Fellow of the Australian Computer Society and a Fellow of the Australian Institute of Company Directors. Within the wider community, John has been an active member of Rotary for over 20 years and is the current president of the Southern Districts Rotary Club. He has served in many different roles as a Rotary Club board director and was made a Paul Harris Fellow for his service to Rotary. Through Rotary, he has worked to extend the community engagement with our industry and raise awareness within the business community of ICT's power as a productivity enabler. Ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate our WAiTTA Achiever for 2011, John Stockbridge.
Well, that's a surprise. Those who know me know I'm not often lost for words. Probably, unfortunately for you all, tonight's not one of those nights. I'm looking up there and I'm thinking, big fat bloke, that's not me. I never have that image of me when I look in the mirror. So, ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency the Governor and Mrs. McCusker, politicians, yada, 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 honoured guests. I'd especially like to acknowledge the partners who get regularly every year dragged along to this event. This is for them the most boring night of the year. However, it is a privilege to be recognised for an industry in which I have had so much fun. And for those of you young IT professionals out there who are just kicking off, and you're listening to us old blokes telling you stories of the old days, they're all true. I sadly miss the ambience of the typing pool. You knew that if you wanted an office party to be a success, you invited the punch card girls. And Friday lunchtime started at the Mayfair Tavern and finished at about 8 o'clock. This award is very special to me because I'm neither a celebrated academic guiding young IT professionals through the rigours of university. Neither am I a self-made financial millionaire reaping success upon success. I'm a small businessman, and I enjoy and provide what I do. It's provided me with a comfortable life and a comfortable living for my family, and I'm truly grateful for that. I like to try and give back. But there are a couple of things. I think our industry currently provides no barriers to entry. So anybody with enough gumption and a few dollars can set up a shingle and call themselves an IT consultant and go out and sell their services. I encourage the ACS to continue to fight for recognition in this area, and then maybe we'll all get to charge the same fees as the lawyers and accountants, because we certainly pay our staff the same wages. I encourage the IT companies here today to look at joining the AIIA. For West Australian companies, the AIIA can provide introduction into networking with multinationals and the large Australian companies who get the vast amount of government and resources business in this state. And one of the ways that we can take part in that business is by networking with these organisations. My multinational and government friends, thank you for all your business over the years and for the trust you placed in smaller WA companies. It's these companies that provide 80% of the employment for TAFE and university graduates in Western Australia. So I urge you to consider Western Australian companies when you're looking to place business, because some of your children may well be employed by us. And if we gradually disappear, we're going to wind up with a fly-in, fly-out resource from the eastern states. I see Dennis Moore down there. So Dennis Moore and I have a long history. I started out many years ago as a state manager for a company called Sigma Data. And in my first week in Sigma Data, we were selling a thing called the Government Accounting System. And it ran on Data Point ArcNet series systems. And what I didn't know that my bosses in the East had told me that we weren't getting enough money for our software. And what I should do is go and see the guy in charge of this, who happened to be Dennis Moore, and basically demand more money. What I didn't realise was that for the past 6 months, Dennis Moore had been saying exactly the same thing to Sigma Data, that we were undercharging for our software and we should be charging more. And when I had the gall to front up in his office, he threw me out. We eventually kissed and made up, of course, so it all went well in the end. There's a number of people in this room that can count their success and professional success on starting their professional careers with a much loved and well-known local identity. I thank them for their initial contribution to my business and my leaps of faith in some instances in their employment have ultimately proved well-founded. I have in the industry made some incredibly close friends, some of whom are sitting at my table tonight, and I value their friendship, and long may it continue. Lastly, I'd like to thank the luckiest woman in the world, my wife Faye, who has enabled me to create what I consider to be the greatest success of my life, which is my family of 3 sons and a daughter. Thank you all very much.